My name's Steph. I work for Anthony Higgins, known as Tony. To most people, I'm known as Steph in the team because there was a few Stephens in the team at one point, and Tony's in the room just now with us, so you'll probably hear him more than anything else. But what it is, I was asked to come along and speak on his behalf to say the changes that Tony's experienced over his lifetime, and basically introduce some of his artwork as well that he's been doing. But first off, I want to talk about Tony, as in how he came about joining Sea Change and where he is now. The first thing I want to say is Tony wasn't born with learning disabilities or learning needs, as it were. They were the cause of an accident that happened to him when he was a baby. And from then on in, he was deemed as very challenging and very uncontrollable at times, which he shouldn't have been labelled with those titles at all, because everybody has challenging behaviour at some point in their life, and sometimes we all need a bit of support and help to get through these challenging times. And again, through no fault of his own, that's where we come to just now. But Tony, as a man that he is, was misunderstood, basically. He was institutionalised from a very, very, very early age, to the point of that he was institutionalised to have a bed and a side cabinet with belongings in plastic bags. 2 plastic bags was all that he had in his life. He didn't have a life. It was basically he existed in this institution, and it wasn't a happy time for him. He wouldn't settle. He made very few friends, and everything that he had, it was his. He made a possession of his. Anything that he could get went into plastic bags, and to this day, Tony still has issues with putting things into plastic bags. But Sea Change came along and changed Tony's world, basically. They gave Tony the opportunity to actually experience life outside of an institution, to have his own home where he can actually live and have things that belong to him. He doesn't have plastic bags that he has to have his underwear in, his socks in, his photos in. He's got them, they're out on display, he has them in drawers, he has his own possessions, his TV, and he has his own team as well that he chose, because through the support of Sea Change, he was allowed to be part of the process of employing the people that work for him. And he was the one that said whether he was going to have these people in his life or not. And from then on in, he's had a really stable team. There's myself, Kevin Cantley, John Steedman, who have been with him for quite a few years now. Myself personally, I've been with Tony for 8, and he's a big part of my life. He is a part of my family. He's been to all the celebrations that we ever take part in. Christmas, New Year, my son's christenings, confirmations, and their communions. He's been to them all, and he is one of the family. He's an extended part of the family. He's not just, you know, basically someone that employs me to look after him. And when I say look after him, that's not the case, because Tony knows his own mind, and if he doesn't want to do something, he'll tell you that he doesn't want to do something. If he wants to do something, then we encourage him to do it. One of the main things that we encourage Tony to do is his artwork, but that's not just Tony. Tony also has other things. He's very, very sociable, and it's a side that is sometimes neglected because of his past. People still see him as a big, aggressive bear of a guy, and he's not. He's such a gentle giant, and that's the side that I want to promote with Tony, because a lot of people just see him as hiya, and barging into a room, and that's not what Tony is, because you can have conversations with Tony. And of recent, we're seeing more sides to Tony because of a change in the circumstances and a change in the way that he's been looked after in his medication. We're actually seeing Tony become more alert to things, and he's actually able to communicate a bit more in the things that he wants to do. His art is a big part of it, but he also goes to things like Dates and Mates. He goes to the Gesh, where he's very sociable. He likes to be in there and say hello to everybody. If we could just go around the room and he would actually introduce himself and say, "Hi, this is Tony." And that's what you would get, because it is, and that big smile would be there, always on his face. But I'm here really to promote Tony and the community that he lives in, because Tony has good relationships with all his people that are around him and his surroundings, his neighbours, The people that live round about him all know Tony, all know exactly who Tony is. The shops that we go to Iceland, and we have our shopping delivered by the driver, and Tony will help the driver in with all the shopping. When we go and pick his shopping, Tony knows exactly what he wants, and then he'll get to the cash desk and he'll pay for his own shopping, whereas before he was never given those opportunities. And Sea Change have allowed that by basically saying to it's you and now enjoy it. But the one thing about Tony that's probably the biggest thing is his artwork. Tony goes to a thing called Project Ability in Glasgow, and since going to that, Tony has found a world of his own. When he goes in, he goes and he sits and he'll paint, and he goes into his own wee world, his own imagination. He's there and he's painting away, and nobody else is interrupting him. He can do his own thing and enjoys it. It's one of the things that you can see that he enjoys. We've got a card that's celebrating Tony and used for the celebration of 15 years of basically Sea Change. Sea Change have chosen Tony's artwork to celebrate part of that. But the one thing that I will say about Tony is that he never was given a chance, and Sea Change has given that chance to move on and actually be part of the community. It was deemed that he would never fit in, and Tony does. He fits in very, very well. And that's all I'd like to say about Tony.